Hello and welcome to a historical and architectural walking tour of downtown Culver City. My name is Noelle Warner. I'm a Gold Award Girl Scout of Troop 15935, and today we'll be going to 15 historic places in downtown Culver City. Thank you to City Historian Hope Parrish and Culver City Historical Society President Jack Bomarito for their guidance, wisdom, and help with this project. Let's go.
Before we get started, it is important to remember what came before. There is evidence of life in Culver City as early as 8000 BC, and many Tongva villages existed in the Bologna wetland area of Los Angeles as well. The Gabriela Indians also occupied the area, and in 1769, Spanish settlers arrived and established the Rancho de Balboa, where large land grants, known as ranchos, were given to individuals for cattle ranching. In 1913, Harry Culver, a Nebraskan-born real estate entrepreneur, acquired the land to build his California club, and eventually incorporated Culver City in 1917. The new city, central between downtown LA and Santa Monica Beach, would become a fertile space for movie production, beginning with Thomas Ince and Al Roach. Over the years, Culver City became home to multiple movie studios: MGM, Willow, Selznick, RKO, Cecil B. DeMille, Desilu, and Culver Studios, ultimately earning the heart of Screenland legacy. Culver City is still at the forefront of the entertainment industry, with digital platforms like MGM, Amazon Studios, and Apple. The Culver Hotel was built in the center of downtown on the edge of Main Street and opened in 1924 with the name Hotel Hunt. The 6-story hotel was designed by Kurt Litton Bielman, who specialized in large commercial structures like the Park Plaza Hotel and the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. The hotel was designed in a Renaissance Revival style and is concrete and brick with mahogany and walnut interiors. The hotel has had many movies filmed in it, including The Last Action Hero, Under the Rainbow, and several Laurel and Hardy films. It has housed many famous part-time residents, including Clark Gable, Joan Crawford, Greta Garbo, and even President Ronald Reagan. The most infamous guests of the Culver Hotel were the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz, who stayed in the late 1930s. Nearly all 124 stayed in the hotel during the filming of the movie, and lore has it threw wild parties and slept 3 to a bed. During the 1980s, the hotel fell into disrepair. However, under its current ownership, the hotel has been renovated again and achieved a 4-star hotel status. The hotel celebrated its 100th birthday last year. Thomas Ince's second studio in Culver City was completed in 1918 as Thomas Ince Studios. The studio's facade is a large colonial revival-style mansion that sits in the heart of downtown Culver City. After Ince died in 1924, the studio was renamed many times to reflect new ownership, including DeMille Studios, RKO, Selznick International, Culver City Studios, and the Culver Studios. The studio produced many classic movies, including Citizen Kane, Gone with the Wind, and E.T., as well as hundreds of other commercials, music videos, and rehearsal venues for many singers, including the Beatles and Michael Jackson. The studio is now owned by Hackman Capital, with a 15-year lease to Amazon Studios. While many of the stage and building structures were taken down for Amazon Studios, the historic structures recognized by the city will remain on the lot, with 4 bungalows moved forward behind the mansion that remain in its original place. The mansion, the 4 bungalows, and the DeMille Theater were granted landmark status by the city. The Culver Theater is a 12-screen movie theater constructed by the city and developer Dr. Oliver McMillan in the 1990s as part of a Newtown Plaza project. It began life as one of the Pacific theaters and eventually became part of the ArcLight chain. In 2022, it was bought by Amazon Studios and is now simply known as the Culver Theater. On the way to Moralta Plaza, we passed by Van Buren Drive, where the original Culver City Hall and Fire Department were, as well as the Moment in Time statue and the Lion statue. Moralta Plaza was named for the early movie theater on this block. Pearl Merrill and Laura Peralta built the theater in 1924. Will Rogers gave the opening day welcome. Local lore has it that the 2 women lived above and had a bay window into the theater, allowing them to view movies at any time. This block also housed offices for Holland Draperies, Southern California Edison, and a Western Union. Today, the Spanish architecture-style building houses offices for multiple businesses. Culver City has had 3 different city halls. The current city hall has a replica entry facade of the previous 1928 city hall. There are 2 plaques, one from the original dedication in 1928 and the other from the rededication to the structure in 1995, which is currently in storage to protect from vandalism. The courtyard was renamed in 2018 in honor of Chief of Administration Dale Jones, who also began our Culver City Sister City organization. The Gateway Post Office was built in 1940 on the land given to the federal government by Culver City. It was given its name Gateway because Culver City was thought of as the gateway to movie stars. The post office was built in the modern style, with 4 large columns in front of the building and metal-framed front doors flanked by 2 large, unusual lanterns. Inside the post office, there is a mural painted by George Cimarron in 1941 titled The Studio Lot. The building is eligible for the National Register of Historic Places despite suffering from neglect. 1 Culver was originally built as the Filmland building in the mid-1980s as a redevelopment project. It originally held the Filmland Corporate Center and was designed to add office space for the entertainment industry. MGM moved to this building in 1986 when they gave up their lot to Columbia, which is now Sony Pictures. The MGM marquee was placed at the top of this structure until MGM moved to Santa Monica in 1992. The building is now under new ownership and was remodeled by Gensler Architects to be a state-of-the-art granite office structure in 2018 and was renamed 1 Culver due to its address at 10,000 Culver Boulevard. The original colonnade was built on Washington Boulevard and was the original walk-in gate built by Thomas Ince for the first major movie studio in the city in 1915. It is a Greek-style entrance with 10 large columns to the former Triangle Studios and MGM and current Sony Pictures Studios. Although it is not used as a main entrance today, the colonnade serves as a reminder of Culver City's early days of movie making, connecting the past to the present. St. Augustine is the first church in what became Culver City. The property was donated by the Figueroa family in 1883. The first church in 1887 had a modest wood frame and sat 200 patrons. The second church was built in the Franco-Gothic style in 1922 and seated 500 parishioners. This is now used as the parish hall. On Christmas morning 1957, the current Gothic-style church opened, which now seats 1,000. The Kirk Douglas Theatre originally opened as the Culver Theatre in 1947. It was originally a principal theatre operated by the Fox West Coast theatre chain. The theatre was built in the streamlined modern style, with concrete walls, glazed ceramic tile veneer, metal-framed display cases, terrazzo paving, and multicolored and floral motifs. There's a marquee canopy sign with 3 sides reading Culver. The one-screen theatre seated 1,160 patrons and showed its first movie, Red Stallion, in 1947. The last movie shown was Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, before the theatre was converted into a performance space. It was then acquired by the Culver City Redevelopment Agency in 1985 and is now a city property. The Center Theatre Group signed a 60-year lease with the Culver City Redevelopment Agency to turn the theatre into a performing arts space. The theatre was renamed the Kirk Douglas Theatre and reopened in October 2004. It now has the highest city historic preservation ranking, with the exterior also being protected by the Culver City Ordinance. The 2-story Washington building was built in 1926. There are reliefs of the first President George Washington around the top edge. It was commissioned by Charles Lindblad, who had his own Lindblad Real Estate and Development Company office here from 1929 to 1932. The post office was here in the 1920s, and the building also housed numerous offices for attorneys, photographers, and even the MGM fan club at one point. Today, it houses multiple businesses, including Starbucks and Lindean's. The structure is protected by the city as a landmark structure and is also listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The whole building was built by Dr. Foster Hull in 1925 as the first hospital in Culver City. The hospital was hit hard by the Great Depression in the 1930s, but was acquired by Louis Freeman, whose family still retains ownership of the building today. It has had numerous uses over time, housing a furniture and flower business, a drugstore, a bank, and most recently, restaurants. There is office space on the second floor, which houses Dauber security and space for production companies, including Sony Pictures. The corner entry of the building was used in the original Tron movie. The facade of the building is protected under city landmark status. In 1913, Harry Culver filed Main Street with the County of Los Angeles. The initial purchase of land extended to Pico Boulevard. It became known as one of the smallest main streets in the USA. Culver's offices were also located on the street, and at the foot of Main Street, Harry Culver built Hotel Hunt, now known as the Culver Hotel, which opened in 1924. In 1986, a plaque was put on Main Street by the Culver City Historical Society to memorialize the street's origin. There's a farmer's market on the street every Tuesday from 3 to 7 p.m. The Citizen Building was built in 1929 by Eugene Donovan to house his printing and publishing company, which had previously had a home on the corner of Main Street. The award-winning Citizen newspaper was printed on-site, with printing presses located at the back of the building, as well as work for multiple movie studios around town and a society tell-all page. In 2015, the building was sold, and in 2020 was renovated and reopened at the Citizen Market. It has been given landmark status by the city. Media Park is where Harry Culver first noticed Lillian Roberts, an actress who later became his wife, while waiting to take the red car to shop in downtown Los Angeles in 1916. The 1.5-acre park is technically in the city of Los Angeles. However, the Culver City Redevelopment Agency entered into a 50-year lease with the city of Los Angeles in 1987 to renovate the deteriorated site of the Pacific Electric Substation, built in 1907. It was reopened in 1993 as Landscape Media Park. In 2021, the city approved a long-term lease with Tim Robbins' The Actors Gang, which produces live theater and youth workshops.
Thank you so much for joining us on this historical and architectural walking tour. I had fun. I hope you did too. And thank you.